Good morning. This is Kelly Land on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Investigators in Rapid City say a grass fire in the northeastern part of town was caused by people. Officials say it happened around 3:30 Mountain Time Tuesday afternoon in the area of North Spruce Street. Crews arriving on scene found around a quarter acre of grass burning.
Just over 1 acre total was burnt. Witnesses say teens were seen running from the area. The Rapid City Fire Department says that even though the area has had some moisture, conditions are still dry and fire can spread quickly. We have an update on the case of a Woonsocket man who went missing nearly 3 years ago. The Sanborn County State's Attorney says DNA testing confirmed human skeletal remains found in August of last year were that of Eugene Prinz.
Prinz was reported missing on March 27, 2020. Authorities say his remains were found about a mile away from his last known location. Investigators say there's no evidence of any criminal activity. Court documents are revealing new details about a Sheldon, Iowa man accused of killing his mother. Investigators say Nathaniel Castle was staying with his mother, Jody Duskin. Court documents say Castle allegedly messaged other family members saying, quote, "I'm killing Jody."
Authorities say Castle was also overheard allegedly saying that he made a mistake and had hurt someone. He was arrested a few days later in Flandreau, South Dakota. Castle was charged with first-degree murder and is being held on a $1 million bond.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. A chilly day today, Scott.
Oh, another cold one. Temperatures this morning, single digits below zero across northeastern South Dakota. Some of us approaching double digits below in the northeast. And during the day today, just plain cold. We'll have sunshine. Temperatures in the teens, 20s, and 30s for highs. We'll try to hit 40 in Rapid City. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Warmer temperatures have thawed the frozen ice chunks at Falls Park in Sioux Falls, bringing higher water levels and some other safety concerns. You'll notice some extra signage warning people to stay away from the foam in the river. Large amounts of foam buildup can be found along the banks and rocks of the falls.
It can even look like snow or ice. Added safety measures, including signage, were put up after a 5-year-old girl fell into the water and drowned while trying to touch the foam along the river. The 5 community centers across Sioux Falls could be getting transferred to the Sioux Falls School District.
Rebecca Wimmer with the district says they could utilize the space for their new Community Learning Center program starting this fall for elementary students.
We're excited again for our Community Learning Center initiative and really to provide additional opportunities for students, whether that involves additional space through community centers or not. We're moving forward with our plan to implement.
The Parks and Rec Department is planning to build new indoor aquatic recreational facilities if the plan goes through. You can find more information online. A nearly 86-year-old building in downtown Brookings will soon be transformed into a multicultural hub, according to the design team that presented plans to the City Council. The Brookings Armory building will be renovated to include a new event space, 73-room upscale hotel and restaurant.
The Armory was built in 1937 and was home to the Brookings U.S. Army National Guard until 1976. The space was then used by the Brookings Parks and Recreation Department for decades. The renovation is estimated to be completed in the second half of 2024. A judge says the city of Sioux Falls can proceed with the demolition of a mansion. The judge said the demolition would be, quote, incredibly wasteful, unfortunate, and somewhat irrational, while also denying the homeowner's motion for a preliminary injunction.
The mansion has sat unfinished and vacant for years, leading to vandalisms, complaints, and fines. The city pushed to demolish the home last month, but the owners filed a lawsuit saying the house is about 90% complete. However, the judge said the court must follow precedent. Putting a parent into a nursing home can be a tough and emotional decision.
But for one resident at the Good Samaritan Society, that decision was made a lot easier because of that guy. He's Janitor Jeff, the grandson of Jackie Stone.
Well, I knew there was somebody I could depend on. I could holler at if I needed them. I always could with Jeff.
Jackie has only been at the Good Samaritan Society for 2 months, but feels fortunate to have a family member working there.
And check this out. One of our news crews spotted a big flock of geese in a field southeast of Sioux Falls. With the snow melting, the geese have been returning in droves and landing in open fields. Last week, digital reporter Jacob Newton spoke with Ducks Unlimited about the flocks returning to South Dakota.
John Pullman said access to food and water is opening up around the state, which is bringing the geese back. He says the spring migration is actually a little behind schedule compared to an average year, in large part due to the amount of snow we've seen this winter.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, well, as we pick up the weather stories of the next few days, pay close attention. A lot is happening here. So first of all, we're going to highlight our thunderstorm chances tomorrow night. This is going to be really probably the first, in fact, it is really the first round of some of this spring-like weather we've seen in Kettleland. These thunderstorms will probably pick up after 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Some of these will run a route to the northeast, so there'll be a zone in here, fairly concentrated zone. I don't think these will be widespread storms, but there will be a few counties and probably close to Sioux Falls, at least based on a lot of the information we're looking at. That's where this will originate. And again, some nickel-sized hail is easily possible given the instability there. Now that's Thursday night, early Friday morning. During the day Friday or starting Friday morning in western South Dakota, growing probability of some heavy wet snow and wind with it. So what's happening here? Well, we're probably looking at some winter storm watches coming out. And I'll really tell you that looking at some wind parameters that we're seeing, we would have to think at least blizzard-like weather could end up happening with some of this on Friday. Now, the main target at this point geographically would be running a route from south-central South Dakota and then cutting to the northeast, probably through Huron and Watertown. We don't have any exact numbers on here. That's another issue. We're dealing with the time of the year, which is a little harder anyway to peg some of these things. And also you got to factor in wind. They'll be blowing that snow around. So we'll have updates on that scenario. There's also the chance some of that could be icing. We've thrown in freezing rain in our conversation for Watertown. Usually ice, if we get it, is a pretty narrow strip of that. So again, that's another little side note, but it's an issue. You know, we can deal with some icing this time of year with these storms. And add to all of that, there is going to be some heavy rain in parts of the southeast with those local thunderstorms. And easily a couple of those could produce an inch an hour or at least close to that. So that's a lot of rain. Okay, so all of that, setting that aside, let's go through today. It's way below normal, 30 Sioux Falls or thereabouts, low 30s. We should be around 50 or better. The northeast, we're not even, well, at least at this point, 20 is our goal today. It's 12 below this morning in Aberdeen. Record-breaking cold to start this forecast. Now, flip the coin around. Look at tomorrow afternoon. 63, our temperature in Yankton. You know we're dealing with a lot of players coming to the table, and that's why we get those thunderstorms in the southeast there tomorrow night. And then you'll notice there's kind of a potpourri of colors back to the northwest, north and west of Chamberlain, and then eventually the Black Hills will probably pick up some snow wee hours of Friday morning, and then eventually that'll kick out to the east. Let's look at our wind update. Things today, not too bad. Tomorrow, a steady south-southeast wind for Sioux Falls. I think it'll run at least 20 to 30 in the afternoon. So it does take away a little bit from those 50s, but it's still way above, actually above normal for a day. Can you believe that? Then we get into Friday, the wind out of the north and northeast. That's the problem. It's going to develop quite strong and could gust 50 or higher. We'll monitor the updates on that, see if that actually holds together. If it does, even Sioux Falls could see some deteriorating driving conditions Friday evening or late Friday night as we pick up 40 to 50 mile an hour winds out of the north. And any snow that happens to be in the air would be blowing sideways. The weekend looks better. One quick thought, next week, there's another big storm coming our way by Tuesday as we are now unfolding a very active early spring pattern. And we've been kind of watching to see how this might come together, and that's the way things are looking. So stay up on the updates, our 7-day forecast. We do have at least a couple of pieces of good news. Sunday and Monday of next week should get back to the 50s, so that'll help melt any snow we do see. That's the thing about this time of year. It doesn't stick very long. Aberdeen, though, still looks cold Saturday morning, low at 4. We'll see how much snow we get. We probably will see a watch coming out today for parts of northeast South Dakota for that wind and snow. And then Pierre's also kind of in that blend of things that we may need to talk about, some heavy snow in parts of central or south central South Dakota. Then, assuming we can get some melting going on Saturday, Sunday, we could get back to some 50-degree weather. But again, that'll also hinge a little bit on how much snow we get. And that's a developing story. Rapid, too. You're in that snow chance on Friday. Check out a lot of these details online at KELOLAND.com.